YouTube, what's going on? My name is Tim, this is Misfit Manufacturing, and today we're going to wire the BMW as best as we can. We have another video this week, and it's probably the most daunting video out of all the videos. What we're going to do today is we're going to get into the actual wiring of the vehicle. If you've been around for a little bit, you will notice we're not good with wiring. We're going to figure it out together. I'm going to learn and you're going to learn, and we'll kind of go from there. So yeah, let's get into today's video. All right, so this is what we have so far. I basically have everything laid out that I need. I still need a couple of things. Let's break it down here. We're going to use a Holley Terminator-X. We're going to use an ARC controller. There's 8 switches. Basically, I'm going to use this small screen for now until I can get a bigger screen. This is the Sloppy Mechanics E46 sensor and alternator wiring. So this should make it very simple to plug into our Terminator, and poof, it should work. Today's going to be a lot of learning. When I say that, I say trial and error, because I've never done this before. It's super freaking sketchy. We'll start with the panel. I'm going to put the panel in the car to see how much room I need or don't need with the panel, because that has to be hard mounted into the car. Even if I zip tie it from top to bottom onto the roll cage, I'm okay with that too, but I still have to get it in there, fitted somewhat. I'm going to run ignition, starter, fuel pump 1, fuel pump 2, fans. And then these 3 probably be headlights, taillights, wipers. So we'll basically have 8 channels maxed out for right now. I have 10 gauge wire for my fuel pump, and then I have a 10 gauge ground for the grounds for the fuel pumps. So these fuel pump wiring, fuel pump ground. This 14 gauge wire is going to be for the radiator fans, and this 14 gauge wire is going to be for the radiator fans. This is the Holley Terminator power. It actually plugs in, and this has to run to the battery. So, all right, so this is the panel inside. It looks like I am going to run it something like this in here. I'll cut it to size to fit underneath there and underneath the dash, because the roll bar is going to be the most outward portion of it, and I will zip tie it probably to the roll bar. Let me get this cut to size. And it's cut to size. This is what I have so far. The Terminator's mounted, the relay panel's mounted. I have kinda how I want the panel to go. I'm gonna go starter, ignition, fuel 1, fuel 2, and fan 1. There'll also be headlights, tail lights, wipers, and that'll basically max out this system here. I also did go ahead and start labeling some of these. I have 1 wire run, and that is for the fuel to the main fuel pump. While I'm here, I'm just gonna plug away at this. I'm gonna get these 4 wires at least, bare minimum, wired up today, and then see if I can't get some of the Terminator stuff knocked out. Okay, I think I went too far. Matt came over, we just started working, and there she is. The panel is in. I basically have the starter run, the ignition, fuel, both fuel pumps, and the fan. I kind of already have them routed along this bar down, and one goes back, and then as you can see through that little hole, we have some more electrical that goes through there to the front, because this blue wire is going to be my fan here, and then my starter wire. This is my starter ignition wire, and this is my starter power wire. We also put on the coolant overflow line. Matt did a good job. Zip tied it down, kind of keeping with the theme, keeping it nice and tucked. But yeah, one step closer to completing this vehicle. I need a bus bar for the power, and then a ground bus bar as well. I do like to have both of those on the panel itself, just in case I need to add anything or remove anything, and it's simple to use. So tomorrow I'll probably get that done. So for today, I think that's about it. Hopefully next time I can actually get the wiring harness in, and I could see how that all lines up, because those actually have to be run to the Terminator as well. I'm going to attempt to run it all through this little pocket here in the side behind all of this, and that's kind of the plan. So hopefully it's not too difficult or too like overcrowded, and if it is, I'll just drill a giant hole right here in the side and I will tuck everything right through there. That kind of makes a lot of sense as well, instead of running wires up and over this little thing here. So we'll see, we'll play it by ear and go from there. We are going to work on the Holley harness. I have the board there. I actually just added a ground panel for everything. The main goal of today is to get the Holley harness in and kind of mounted, and then we could possibly fire it up, prime the system, give it some oils. I have some VP X85 that I'm going to throw into the vehicle because remember, we're going to run this on E85. This was just easier to grab, this X85. It was local to me. For some reason, nobody likes to carry E85, which is wild. Here's the main harness that I have to figure out what is what. Like, we have these bare wires. I don't know what half this stuff is. I have to kind of go through it, but in essence, I should be able just to take this thing and just throw it on there. And it should kind of just line up. I'm going to untwist all of this and get it laid out into position, and then I can start connecting things. It almost looks like a light because I can't see shit. Yo, camera died. Went and had lunch, came back. Now it's about to be another storm, but I didn't know the camera died, and basically the car's wired. Don't mind that little mess over there. I have all the injectors in, the harnesses. I have my E85 sensor plugged up. I have all of these wires run. This is for like the can. I actually have basically everything run. What's next, you ask? Well, fluids. Make sure there's no leaks. Fuel. We gotta do some change around inside the computer when we power it on, and then we can start the thing. We're gonna use Royal Purple engine braking oil, E85. Well, it's the VP X85. Listen, I ran down some problems last night. Today, we're gonna fire this thing. I'm serious this time. Yeah, so I put the X85 to this jug I just bought at AutoZone. I can't believe they even had these. I didn't want to make a mess on the car filling this up, so I got one of these little sweet jugs. We all have problems and issues on new builds. As far as it goes in. Something's happening. Something's leaking. Oh, fuck. The ultimate deal here would be to have 0 leaks. If I have 0 leaks, I will be a happy son of a bee. I just don't want a fire. I haven't been more nervous in my life about something than this moment right now. I don't know which way it's gonna go. I really, really hope that it goes in my favor, car starts up, but I've never built a motor. I've never done any of these things. I don't know whether to laugh, to cry, to be happy. If this thing turns on and I hope it turns on, then we'll be in business, and hopefully we can move forward with actually getting this thing driving. Anxiety's at an all-time high. I got these two negative Nancys giving me shit all day. This one and this one.
20 hours. I wonder if it's gonna start.
Oh my God. It's time. We may have already started it. Yeah, boys. This motherfucker is so awesome. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Let's see this bad boy on the road. Peace.